Hi, I'm Deb Smucker with the RV Factory. Builds the Luxe fifth wheels and toy haulers. And we wanted to show you this coach because this coach was the original floor plan of the very first Luxe that ever came offline in 2013. And I wish I had a video to show you of that one and show you how far they've come with this one. But we haven't done one in a little while. We haven't even been able to get one to the shows. They're still a very popular floor plan. And so again, you know, we have the same walls on everything that we build. So these are all 3-inch thick, graphite infused, closed cell foam walls. And as I always point out, one of the most important factors to me is that slide wall, where most coaches, when you open the slides, these walls will have almost no insulation. And if they do have insulation, it's minimal. They're like an inch. This wall right here is 3 inches thick, graphite infused foam, just like these exterior walls, and this was 2 inches thick. That is a huge, huge thing. They also insulate the roof of the slides with astrofoil, the fiberglass insulation, and then they put on the plywood, just like we do the roof on top. And so we insulate the roof. These walls being 3 inches thick is just so critical to your climate control on the inside. You get a lot of coaches now that may have 4 to 6 slides in them, and when you open up those slides, your R factor just kind of goes away, and that's not the case with ours. We also always have the equalizer leveling system on everything that we build. We have on everything that we build 8,000-pound axles. Now, the 39FB, which is what this coach is the only Elite that we do that has just 2 axles. So this coach actually has 9,000-pound axles, so we can keep your carrying capacity and get your GVWR up where we need it to be. But there are some people who just prefer to stay a little bit shorter. They prefer to have dual axles instead of triple axles, and this is a coach for you. It has been one of our most popular for a long time. The paint that we do is always automotive grade paint. This is the paint scheme of an Elite. It has multiple coats of clear with a wet sand cut and buff. So you don't feel, when you feel over this, you don't feel ridges like you do in a lot of them that just do 1 coat of paint and 1 coat of clear, and you almost wonder if it's decals. You won't feel that here. Another big thing that we do that really is huge is that most people, even when you pay to get a full body paint job, when they take that full body paint back to their shop, like ours leave and come back, what they'll do is they will then get out the decals and they're going to put their name on the front nose of the coach. They're going to put their name on the side of the coach. And you hope that the paint scheme that you have, it looks good with the decals they put on. What we do is our name. That's why we don't have a lot of picture in our decals. It's our name. And so our name is painted on, just like the rest of our graphics are painted on. And they are clear coated over. And so you will never have a name decal peeling off of your coach. It's going to stay looking new. Another feature that they do for the paint is they do the radius metal, the full length on both sides of the coach. And that's important because if you go and look at some other coaches, you will see that transition material from the roof come over, and you will either just always see that tan transition, or they will paint the material, and in a couple years that's going to flake and peel off. So by using metal, we've done a couple things. We're protecting your roof. We're protecting the sides of your roof if you go down a narrow road. The biggest thing is we're painting metal. So that's why the color of our coach can go on over the top and stay looking new, just like the rest of the coach. And that's a big feature because you want your coach to look just like this for a long, long time. It has a Truma on-demand hot water heater. We have the outside entertainment center on this one as well. And if anybody's looking, this is an open coach. So keep that in mind. We don't get a lot of open coaches, and during this whole thing, we have sold almost all of our opens. And so this is one we just got finished up, and it's a very popular model that we haven't had out for quite a while. So you have the outside entertainment center. You have the frameless windows, and our windows are always, always dual pane windows. We never do any single panes. It has the patio awning. So on this, when you get set up, you have the big awning over the door, gives you a lot of awning space. And then this one can come out and give you additional awning space to sit under. Towards the back of the coach is where a lot of people have asked recently about the gas quick connects. Can they get a quick connect? Every coach has a gas quick connect, and it generally is at the back corner on the door side. The nice thing about this is you could put this awning out. You can have a patio set set up out here, or a table, and then you can set your grill right here because your quick connect is right there. And so it makes a really great space for, you have all of this awning space, and you can have a table and you can have your grill here, and it's not under the awning. On this coach, the rear ladder is in the back. Big window in the back. Again, all full body paint. Everywhere you see a name, it's painted on. We have the power cord reel in here. And it will actually, when we do it, if you were at the campsite, it would feed through the bottom here and come out the bottom and plug in, so you can lock this door and not have to worry about your cord. You can reel in the excess cord if you have any, reel in the excess cord and then lock this door. And it keeps it out of the mud and the dirt, and 50 amp cords can be a little heavy sometimes, so that's a great feature on this, and that's an optional feature. If you don't do the power cord reel, then you can have a storage compartment there. And again, as I said, this is a 3-inch thick wall, just like the side walls, the exterior walls. And this is your, this is one of the storage compartments that go into an Elite, and that's what that would look like in the back if you didn't do a power cord reel. This is a great place to do like tools, gloves, things that you might need if you have any issues going down the road. Some people have bought containers that fit in there to store their sewer hose, a wealth of things. I'm sure you'll come up with what you need it to do. It has the dual furnaces, so that means this one has, again, normally a standard would have two 20,000 BTU furnaces. One runs the front, one runs the back. This one has the Arctic package, so it goes to two 35,000 BTU furnaces. When we do the Arctic package, that also entails getting, you have heat pads on every tank standard. When you do the Arctic package, it's going to insulate all your water PEC lines going in, and then it's also going to add an extra heat pad on the fresh water tank because it's so large, and it's going to insulate and keep your water lines open. So you have in here, you have your center lights, you have accent lights, and then inside here, Ed can show you that they've insulated all the water PEC lines. You have access to your water filter. You have access to your water pump. The nice feature on this, and they put lights in there so you can see when you set up. If you want to check and make sure you don't have any water leaks after you got everything hooked in, you can get in there and you can look behind it and know that you don't have any problems. We talk about our doors all the time, and our cargo doors are really, really nice. They are very thick. They're very solid. They do not wobble. I can push on them and they won't wobble around like a lot of them will. And I always like to close them just because I like you to hear how they close. They're solid and they're strong. And so you don't have to worry about them breaking the first few times that you open and close your cargo area. You have a 40-pound LP tank, one on each side. Forget that. This is your equalizer leveling system. And as I've pointed out many times, the leveling system is really important because we use a very strong one. And you see the size of the legs and the 12-inch pads on the front and the 8-inch octagons on the back. So in most campsites, you wouldn't have to put anything under them. If you're in a field or you're in soft ground, you might still want to put something under them. But they're substantial pads. The legs are substantial. You can actually lift this coach off the ground. We don't recommend it that you do it for a long period of time, but we have actually had one set off for a short period of time if we had to get level for a show. Also, if you want to change a tire, you can do that as well. These legs are all at a 5-degree angle, and that's important because a 5-degree angle is what stops the inside movement. So when you have this coach leveled, you do not get this side-to-side motion that you get in most coaches that the legs are straight. So that's a big, big feature. People notice that at shows all the time. The pin box that we have on this is the MoreRide upgraded pin box. So it has movement front to back here. It has the grommets inside for taking the compression to give you a smoother pull so you don't get a lot of chalking. And of course, all of the Elites have MoreRide IS suspension, which is a huge feature. That's your top grade suspension system. It's totally independent. It will give your wheels about 5 inches of movement. So between this pin box and your suspension system, you get a great pull on this coach. And being a substantial coach, you want to make sure it's going to pull well behind. So we always use the MoreRide pin box, and of course you can always option the GenWise, and you can talk to your reps about that. You see those often on our toy haulers, but it can go on this as well if you wanted it to. They have the generator prep. They don't have a generator in, but as we point out a lot of times, a lot of companies no longer put the fireboxes in with their gen prep because the fireboxes will collapse because they're tin or aluminum. We actually go the extra mile. We put this bar on top of it. They screw it into it. So you actually can set tools up here. It's not going to collapse. It's not going to break. And this is an expensive part to your gen prep that a lot of companies now no longer do. We always have the firebox in for you if you decide to add a generator later on. We have the transfer switch, the remote start on the inside, and your firebox. That's where the hydraulic pump is. You've heard me talk about that many times. Everything in here is very easily accessible, and that's important. I call it as frustration free as possible. The hydraulic pump, you can see, has color-coded valves on it, and if you go back and look at the legs, they have, what they've done is they have shown you which valves are going to which legs, and that's important because if you have one that doesn't work and they were just all black, you would have to drop the underbelly and try to trace them. This actually gives you some guidance as to where that valve goes, to which leg it goes to. And you can see that your battery disconnects are easy to get to, very simple and easy. You have a large pass-through storage again that has access doors on this side so you can see as well. You have your control panel for the ASA system, the global ASA system that we use. And we have the on-demand heater. We have the Jensen outside radio. This is one of my favorite features, but I like to sit outdoors and read. And if somebody comes up to you and you need to turn it down so you can talk, you do it all from right here. You don't have to go inside and turn it down and come back out and go back and forth. It's all controlled from out here. So I love this. Both speakers are up here. One of the last features before we go inside is the solid steps that we use. And these, almost everybody does these. You can still get the fold-out ones if you want them. But this is a really nice feature because it always touches the ground. These legs on the bottom, those are adjustable. So when you bring it out, you actually can adjust those legs so they touch the ground correctly and make it level up here. One of the biggest features on it is this top step. This top step is a wide platform step. And that's important because when you come out and you're carrying something in your hands and you overstep, if that step was only this wide, that's catastrophe. And so this being a platform step to me is such an important feature. Very easy to work. You just lift them up when you get ready to close up. You leave the door, you open it clear up, you lift them up, and they lock in place, the door goes shut. And this feature is new as well. And this is so important because you used to have to get a handrail and try to figure out how to put a handrail on this because the assist grab handles were up here. With this new one, it comes clear down. So going in or out, you have a comfortable place to grab to make it secure. So we're inside a 39FB, and as I said, this was the original floor plan for the Luxe when it came out in 13. Many huge improvements, such as the walls and the way we do the front end. But what I want you to see is just the layout of this, because this is really a great layout for two people. You want to have a dual axle going down the road. One of the feature points of this coach is this wall right here. One of the things that caught people's attentions when we first started doing it was we had a 30-inch residential stove. We have an actual range hood that goes out through the ceiling, so this is actually an exhaust fan that goes out through the hood. You have countertop on both sides. One of the other nice features, you have a window. And this window leaves more light in from this side. Most of the time, kitchen side of the coaches have almost no windows in them. So this is a really nice feature to have a window here. You can see the way that we do our backsplash, we're able to do a full wall, and it doesn't just go to the cabinet, it goes clear up through. You can see it up in through here. It goes clear up. So they do an amazing job at making sure they have this done correctly. They actually leave edges along the, when she is doing the backsplash, so that they can actually screw that into the backer that they have there for that. 'Cause that's a heavy wall, but it's absolutely stunning to look at, very residential. And then you have this area which has your microwave, and then, like a lot of them, your microwave always generally ends up over your stove. The nice feature on this one is somewhere else. So if you take something out of the microwave, you can sit it right here. You can still work your stove. Something that when we talk about tailoring coaches, something that a lot of people will do is they will take out, this is our pantry, they would actually take this countertop straight across here. All you're losing is one drawer. They would keep their overhead up here, and then they gain counter space here. It gives them a bigger workspace. It makes it feel more open. Other people prefer to keep their drawers. They want their storage, and so they keep it just like this. You have your options on that. Doing a split pantry is a written-in option that we can do, and there's an outlet in there. Some people set their coffee pot on here, and they pull it out to run it in the morning, and once she rinses it out and she's done with it, she just closes the drawer and the coffee pot's put away. So you have to leave the door open when you do that. But it is a neat thing to be able to do. We have a lot of storage in this, and one of the features that I always like to put out or point out is that our cabinetry is really phenomenal. It's residential. It is solid woods. The drawers on these are amazing, and I say that because a lot of them will have this front, but then here this would be lined layered wood. You would see different colors of layers, and it would be thinner. This would be the same way, and this would be white fiberboard or a wall board of some kind. We are all solid wood. All four are the same thicknesses, and if you see the dovetailing he does here, not only does he dovetail it, he dovetails it, then he sands it down. It's not even rough, it's sanded down and it's sealed. And so these drawers, this drawer is in every drawer compartment of our coach. Nowhere will you see a lesser quality drawer, not in our pantries, not in our dressers. Everything is of this quality, and they're soft close. So as a standard build, this has a wastebasket that is in down here that you can pull out, and very functional. Gets put away. You have another drawer down here, and as I told you, same quality, so that you could stack stuff in here and be able to get to it and bring it out. If you notice, one of the things that's kind of unique, and Ed can see it down there, back where that drawer glide goes, they didn't just take that into the wall, because most coaches take those the drawer glides right into their wall, and when they do that, there's no backer there. You're going into foam. So you can see that they go the extra mile, put a heavy backer in there to put the drawer glide on. So if you have heavy stuff or anything, we just want to make sure that it all stays and works well for you. It's those little steps that we take, probably because we're not piece rate run, our guys work full days every day. They're not paid bonus by how many go out the door. Most companies right now, some of them are getting up to 25 a day. The COVID thing has just kicked the RV industry into high gear. We do 2 to 3 a week, and we take a lot of time, and they put a lot of pride into them. And so as you look around the island, now they chose to mix their woods in this one, and we can do that for you as well. We want to make this as residential as possible and personal for you. So in our coach, you actually, in an Elite, get to pick the color of your soft touch. We have 2 colors. You get to pick the color of your floor. We have 3 different designs. You get to pick the color of your cabinets. We have 3 or 4 different colors of cabinets. You can mix them if you want. You can design your valances from the fabrics that we have and the background colors that we have. So we can make them personal for you. You pick the color of your chairs. These are actually the Mastercraft. This is a standard Mastercraft theater seat. We did upgrade our fabric. to our Mastercraft. So we're using the Ultra fabrics, which are an extremely high tested for the rub factors. And we do 5 colors or 4 colors in this that you can pick, and even the standard fabrics. The sofa is a hide-a-bed sofa. And if you notice, the only place you see registers on this floor is right in front of the sofa. And again, that's because they have the Arctic package. And so any other one, if they didn't have the Arctic package, would have no registers on the floor. The registers come out under the islands and in the side walls. But what's nice about that is if you got a sofa that was not a hide-a-bed, you have enough floor space, if you had guests on occasions, to be able to put down an airbed, hide-a-bed down here for them to sleep on, and you get to keep the sofa that you want. You can do beautiful area rugs. Some of the women have sent me just amazing pictures of how they decorated with pillows and their area rugs, because when you have 2 rows of registers, most of them will do aluminum drops and they go the full length of the coach. And every so many feet, they drop in a register. And the thing about that is that by the time you get to the back of the coach, there's almost no heat left in there to go out, because it's all went out in the front part of the coach. Our heat vents, every register has its own heat run. So we bring it up by the tanks to give you extra radiant heat in the underbelly. And then we put them up through the island or through the floor. But the thing is that the heat that goes into that heat duct is going to come out where we have the register. So it's more equal and more effective. You can see our entertainment center, again with the fireplace with the white stone around it, your sound bar, your Blu-ray player. This one has your storage behind it. This is a feature that everybody loves, to be able to have a place that you can kind of close in, books, papers, maybe small file boxes. They all come up with their own things to put in it, and then you have storage above it as well. But this is a hidden storage, so you know when you're in a coach that's a little bit smaller, you don't like to have a lot of things maybe sitting out, so you have the ability to put some things away, not in sight. And you have storage on the top as well. They have the dishwasher as well. We have a lot of outlets in this coach, so you have an outlet here, an outlet there. There's an outlet over on that side of the theater seat. There's an outlet on either side of the sofa. Up on the islands, we have outlets on each end of the island. I'm sorry, they have an outlet on that end of the island. We can add one to this end of the island if you'd like it. We have the deep sinks, and again, you can do composite sinks, you can do rectangle sinks, and we can do an apron sink, which would be like a farmer's sink. And they're deep, very usable. A nice big utensil in a drawer, anything that you can want to put in here. Some of your storage containers is a good place for those. And then of course your pantry. This is great just for a little storage, stuff that you don't use all the time. Everybody always figures out what they want to have in all of these locations. So this is a bath and a half unit, and again, like I said, for those of you that occasionally have guests, it's nice to have a half bath. Now the half bath is one of those rooms that we can tailor for you. So some people have opted to turn it into a laundry room, walk-in pantries, but this one is the half bath, so it's got a nice size vanity in it. So if you did have guests with you, this could be functional for them. And it gives you a lot of extra storage for towels and cleaning products and items like that. And we have extra storage up on the top. We try to utilize all of the space. Again, all the doors, every single door that we put in is a solid core door. And I point that out a lot because in a lot of them you'll have a few doors that will be solid, but then when they get to the bathroom doors or the bedroom doors or the closet doors, they're hollow doors. And all of these are solid core doors. Then you go up into the bedroom, and one thing you would think about if you decided that you were going to turn the half bath into something else, you need to remember that the only bathroom then you have is through your bedroom. Some people have pointed out that the door is before the bedroom, so they don't have people stay with them. So they have opted to keep that as their only bathroom. They mix their wood in this one, so we have a Brazilian bedroom because some people like to make the bedroom Brazilian because they want it to be darker. So we can do that for you. And again, as I was saying, the doors are all solid core. And if you listen to them, you can hear the weight in them. And what you'd really be surprised at is how much difference it makes in sound. If you go to bed, somebody else stays up watching TV, it makes a lot of difference in the sound. I love the way they mix this up, and it just really gives you a nice feel. It transitions well. And then the bathroom, they kept it in the Brazilian too. I've had some that have made the bedroom Brazilian and made this beachfront. But in here again, you have the same nice size vanity, bringing out the backsplash so that if there's water up here, it's not going against our wood. Your medicine cabinets, the molded sink, storage areas, drawers on both sides, so you each can have your own space to put stuff. This is where the laundry normally goes. So it's nice to have it in the bathroom, and it's nice to have it on the top level where your bedroom is, because you can just keep it on here. A lot of people will keep a laundry basket in the closet. So your washer is right here, your shower is here. And then you have the walk-in closet. And so in the closet in the Luxe Elite, you have dressers on both sides. So this is where you get your drawer storage, and it's really nice because they're functional. They're deeper, they're depth-wise that way. So you have 6 drawers, which is really ample, and then you have you can use this for a hat closet, shoe closet. Some people put those nets across it so everything stays in place up here, but you have a lot of storage there. And then this is your linen closet. So you have an additional closet over here with a lot of storage in it as well. So you can get a lot of cleaning products, shampoos, toilet paper, towels. You have a lot of storage right there for that. And so this is a very functional bathroom, master bath. And then of course they have the hooks on the walls for your towels or your robes. You have your fantastic fan exhaust in here. And of course this is the Elite ASA system, so you have all your panels on the walls to control the different functions of your lights throughout the coach. This has just been one of our most popular units, and we really wanted you to see it because we've been trying to get one at the show for the last couple years, and as we brought out new products, we were taking those to the shows, and so this one hasn't been there in a while. And we wanted you to see it because this is really where Luxe started, this floor plan, and it is still so functional. Just a really nice length to haul if you're going to do a lot more traveling. And so just wanted you to really get a good look at it again. It's been a while, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about this floor plan, about this coach in particular, as I said, this coach is still available. Give us a call in the office, ask for one of the sales reps, and we'll be glad to help you out with any questions that you have.